This conference will now be recorded.
Hi everyone, welcome to our day one training session of Oracle Golden Gate microservices session. My name is Ashish Agarwal, and I'll be delivering this lecture to you. So before commencing the session, just a quick round of update regarding my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/AshishAgarwal_GG. So if you haven't visited the channel, I would request you to do visit the channel. Do like, share, and subscribe the channel. The channel has a lot of Golden Gate related videos. Thank you. So let us going to start our session. So before I start, one thing is like I regularly run these 30-day learning Oracle Golden Gate challenge, or right now I'm running for classic 7-week learning challenge. So for microservices, I have given it a name as 20 days learning challenge. So this is Golden Gate microservices learning 20 days challenge. So this is day one challenge which we are going to run. So during this session, we are going to learn a lot. So just a brief overview regarding agenda of the course. What is classic architecture? How Golden Gate microservices is different to it? What is overview and introduction to Golden Gate microservices? Download and installation of Golden Gate microservices. Configuration of Golden Gate microservices. So what are different components involved and how they are different between classic and microservices? Then we are going to discuss about different directory structures in Golden Gate microservices and how they differ from the classic architecture. So this is why I always say that Golden Gate microservices is extension of classic. Then configuration of parameter files in Golden Gate microservices. So parameter files, as you all know, are heartbeat of Golden Gate, be it classic or microservices. How to configure parameter files in microservices architecture. Then performance metric server, which is the new introduction. So how it is different from classic, how you view the graphical overview. Then what are the different components of microservices architecture, like service manager, administration server, distribution server, receiver server, then admin client versus GGSCI. So GGSCI in classic architecture has been replaced with admin client in microservices. So what is the difference between the two? Then we are also going to discuss about bidirectional replication in microservices, DDL replication in microservices architecture, initial load, and then we'll also discuss about what happens when source is classic, target is microservices, or source is microservices, target is classic, how you are going to set up. So all these things and a lot more things like troubleshooting we'll be discussing. So we'll be discussing how to troubleshoot issues what you face in microservices. Okay, so let me start with Oracle database architecture, which is the source of transactions for any change data capture tool. So Golden Gate is a CDC tool. CDC stands for Change Data Capture Tool. Now, Golden Gate supports heterogeneous databases. It not only supports Oracle, it also supports non-Oracle database. But keep in mind, microservices architecture only supports Oracle database as of today. So microservices architecture, when we are talking right now, it doesn't support non-Oracle database. So if you want to use Golden Gate for non-Oracle database, you have to use classic architecture. So let us discuss about Oracle database architecture. So Golden Gate, as I mentioned, whether it is classic or microservices, doesn't matter. Those are just the type of architecture and how you configure. But the real crux or real offering of Golden Gate remains same. It's a change data capture tool. Basically, it captures the changes whatever are happening between on source, and it applies those changes onto the target database. So where the changes are captured from? So changes in each database are recorded into log files. In case of Oracle, those changes are kept into redo log files or backup of redo log files, which are called as archive log files. So Oracle database architecture is divided into two parts: instance and Oracle database files. Again, instance is divided into two parts: SGA and background processes. Basically, SGA means memory components, and Oracle database files are the actual files where the actual data is stored. So your SGA constitutes library cache, data dictionary cache, database buffer cache, Java pool, redo log buffer, large pool, and others. Similarly, your background processes includes pmon, smon, database writer, log writer, checkpoint, and there are other processes. So Oracle database files includes data files. So data files are the files where the actual data is stored. So say for example, you're doing select star from employee table. So what you see, say for example, you're doing it on a SQL developer. So you see the output, some output is shown on your screen. So from where do you get that actual data from? So you get that actual data from the data files of the database. Control files are the files which stores the metadata information. So these are the critical files of the database. Then redo log files contains the actual changes. Whatever changes are happening to the database, those changes are recorded into redo log. So backup of redo logs are called as archive logs. So redo log backup is called as archive log, which are stored on the operating system. So what happens is whenever any change is made to the database, so say for example, you are doing update, you are doing update. So what happens is from data file to database buffer cache, a dirty buffer is written. Now, before the change could be written by database writer process to data file, before that, that is returned to the redo log buffer. And from redo log buffer, the changes are returned to the redo log file using the background process called as log writer process. So under what condition this log writer process writes the data to the redo log files? Whenever there is commit, or when redo log buffer is 1/3 full, or there is 1 MB of redo, or every 3 seconds. But before database writer process writes the data from database buffer cache to data files. So from redo log buffer, data is returned to the redo log file using the log writer process. And once the redo log files are full or they get flush, the backup of redo log file is taken on the disk, which are called as archive log files. So for Golden Gate, these are the files which are important. Now remember one thing, redo log files or Golden Gate database log files contains committed as well as uncommitted transactions. So it's not only it contains committed transaction, these log files contains committed as well as uncommitted transactions. So for Golden Gate or any change data capture tool, these are the files which are important, which are referred by the Golden Gate processes. Okay. So I mentioned this is microservices architecture. So you guys must have, when you attended the classic architecture, you guys must have already seen this slide, and I've already discussed this. But for those who are joining microservices directly, so this is for them. So there are two types of architectures of Golden Gate. One is Golden Gate classic architecture, and second is microservices architecture. So Golden Gate, as I mentioned, was founded in 1995. In 2009, Oracle overtook it, and since then it is known as Oracle Golden Gate. From 2009 to 2017, there was only one way to configure Golden Gate. That was through command prompt, GGSCA. So from 2009 to 2017, we used to call it Oracle Golden Gate. In 2017, Oracle renamed it to Oracle Golden Gate Classic Architecture. And they launched a new architecture called as microservices architecture. So microservices architecture allows you to set up, manage, troubleshoot, configure Golden Gate through GUI. So now you have two architectures available with Golden Gate. One is classic and second is microservices. So classic architecture allows you to set up, manage, troubleshoot, configure Golden Gate through GGSCA prompt. However, microservices, it has one of the feature called as GUI, which allows you web user interface. Second thing is there are a lot of cloud migrations going on, so it allows better integration with cloud. Other thing is you must have heard the term called as Golden Gate as a hub. Golden Gate as a hub means you set up Golden Gate on one server. There could be multiple source database on different server and multiple target databases on different servers. One Golden Gate installation can suffice for you. So classic architecture could be set up as Golden Gate as a hub as well. It's not like it doesn't support, but microservices, because it's UI and ease of installation, ease of management, ease of troubleshooting, that's why in a hub architecture, microservices is getting popular. Now the question is why, how? This question will be answered to you during subsequent part of the course when we do the setup. So microservices allows for doing the setup with Oracle database only. So as of today, when we talk, if you have Oracle database, you have the option of choosing either classic or microservices. If you have any non-Oracle supported database like SQL Server, DB2, MySQL, or any other database, you can choose only classic. You cannot go with microservices architecture. Okay, another thing is Golden Gate microservices was launched from is available from OGG version 12.3 onwards. So if you're if from Golden Gate version 12.3 onwards, you have both type of architecture available. One is classic and second is microservices architecture. Now there is another product in Golden Gate family which is known as Veridata. So Veridata, as the name suggests, it verifies the data. So what it does is it is used to identify the discrepancies between objects among source and target. And if needed, if any discrepancy is identified, it can repair those discrepancies for you. So say, for example, you have a table, employee table on source, which is getting replicated using Golden Gate on target. Now that table is getting replicated for last 10 years. Now in last 10 years, there may be some reason, there may be some discrepancies which may have come, which you didn't look into, and today you identified like on source there are 10,000 records, on target there are 9,000 records. So you want to identify whether there is any discrepancy or not. So what you can do is you can create a Veridata job, you can install Veridata on top of Golden Gate, and it can identify for you what all records are discrepant, and if you want to repair those discrepancies, it can repair those discrepancies for you as well. So Veridata is getting very popular nowadays, and Veridata is right now being widely used because of these cloud migrations. So because of these cloud migrations, this Veridata is getting very popular because organizations want to confirm whether their data is in sync or not upon migration. So that's why Veridata is being used. Another thing is Veridata is separately licensed product. So Golden Gate is a licensed product. So Golden Gate license comes for classic and microservices. Now Veridata is a management tool. It falls under management category, management pack basically. So it's a separately licensed product. Now if you have any other licensing question, like what is the licensing cost, etc., I would redirect it to Oracle, because see, the product is owned by Oracle. So I can just tell you that Veridata is a product which is separately licensed product, but how much it costs and how is it costlier or is it cheaper? I cannot answer it. That could be answered by Oracle for you. Similarly, for Golden Gate, when you buy the licenses, as per my understanding or as per my discussion with Oracle, you don't have to buy separate licenses for classic architecture or microservices architecture. So if you have Golden Gate license, you can choose either of the two or both of them. But again, that answer is based on my understanding, based on my uh, discussion with Oracle. So don't take it as a statement, it's just for the information what I got from them. So any licensing question, I again repeat, if you have, do check with Oracle because they are the owner of the product. We are just here for technical discussion. Okay. So you have two different types of architecture, classic and microservices architecture, and Veridata is another product in Golden Gate family. Now another thing is Golden Gate certification. If you are looking to be Golden Gate certified, 1Z0447 is the certification code. So if you're looking to be Golden Gate certified, Veridata constitutes 10 to 15% of questions. Remaining, you can try, remaining comes from classic and microservices architecture. Okay, now one question which is being asked is, now many of you I know may have this answer right now because I have been discussing this a lot, but for those who don't know still, so many people still have that confusion that classic architecture is, with the introduction of classic architecture, does it mean integrated no longer exists? Does anyone have that question? So the answer to that question is, we are talking about here types of architecture. So there are different types of architecture, classic and microservices. So another point which I want to mention here is, classic architecture is being currently deployed around, the market share of classic architecture is obviously higher than microservices architecture as of today. But Oracle is pushing it aggressively right now, and many places or microservices is getting used. And by end of 2022, 40 to 50% of organizations will be using microservices. So microservices is getting very popular. Another thing is hub architectures. Another thing is ease of use, ease of setup, all other things which Oracle is promoting. Okay. Now let us discuss about different type of extracts and replicates. So what are the different types of extracts available? So below are the different types of extract. So different types of extract are integrated and classic. So integrated falls under types of extract and replicate. So earlier when we talk about it is type of architecture. So there are two types of architecture, classic and microservices. Under classic architecture, you have different types of extracts and replicates available. Similarly, under microservices architecture, you have different types of extracts and replicates available. So what are the different types of extracts available? Integrated extract, classic extract. So there are two types of extract, integrated extract and classic extract. So integrated extract is available from Golden Gate version 11.2.04 onwards and database 11.2.03 onwards. Classic extract is available since beginning and still it is available. Now one thing is, integrated extract is only available with Oracle database. So if you are using any non-Oracle database, then you have to go with classic. Now what are the different types of replicates available? Non-integrated or classic replicate, which is available since beginning and still it is available. Integrated replicate, which was introduced in Golden Gate version 12.1 and database 12c. Then you have coordinated replicate, which was introduced in 12.2 version. Then you have parallel replicate, which has been introduced from Golden Gate 12.3 version. So there are two types of replicates, parallel non-integrated replicate. For that, you need to have minimum database version 12.1 and Golden Gate 12.3, and parallel integrated replicate, which is for it to use, you need to have database version 12.2 and Golden Gate 12.3. So non-integrated classic replicate is the contemporary, means traditional replicate, which allows you to replicate the data from source to target. Integrated replicate is much faster, and what it does is it basically delivers the data as a process, and then logminer passes on the data to the database. Coordinated replicate is the new architecture, was introduced to parallelize your non-integrated replicate, and parallel replicate is the new feature which is now better than, means if you ask me, with the introduction of parallel replicate, the coordinated replicate is kind of, it's of, instead of coordinated replicate, you can use parallel replicate. So coordinated replicate was introduced in 12.2 to parallelize your non-integrated replicate, and parallel replicate, now you have parallel non-integrated replicate. So if it is supported, instead of coordinated, you can go with parallel replicate. Now there are two types of parallel replicate, parallel non-integrated replicate. So if your database version is 12.1 and Golden Gate is 12.3, you cannot use parallel integrated replicate. You can only use parallel non-integrated replicate. So these are the types of extracts and replicates available. Now, why this confusion comes in among people that uh, with the introduction of microservices, does integrated no longer exist? So the confusion comes because integrated is type of extract, microservices is type of architecture. The issue is, what during the naming convention, what has been done is, classic architecture, you have architecture type as classic, and also you have extract and replicate type as classic. So that's why people get confused. So I hope this confusion will no longer be there. Okay. Okay. So if you have any question, you can ask. So one question which was asked was, what is the certification number for Golden Gate, so it's 1Z0447. So is there any question? If not, then we'll move forward to Oracle Golden Gate Classic architecture, and then we'll move to microservices architecture. Okay. So now let us discuss about Golden Gate Classic architecture and how and what are the components involved with Classic and microservices. So this is how Golden Gate works basically. So you have source database and a target database. So in case of Classic, the source can be Oracle or non-Oracle, target could be Oracle or non-Oracle. Now what happens is you configure Golden Gate capture process which reads the data out of your transaction logs of the database, capture those transactions and write them to the trail files on local machine, which are called as local trail files. So capture process captures the data and writes them to the trail file on local machine, which are called as local trail file. Now remember, these trail files are the binary format files which consume space on your operating system. Now, once the capture process captures the data and writes them to the trail file, there is Golden Gate data pump process which reads the data out of your trail file, sends it over TCP/IP network and writes it to remote trail file on the target machine. So pump process here is working as the data messenger which distributes the data for routing to the target machine. Now, once the data become available into remote trail, Golden Gate, so trail files are of two types, local trail and remote trail. So trail file residing on source are called as local trails. Trail file residing on target machine are called as remote trail. Now, once the data becomes available into remote trail, Golden Gate replicate process reads the data out of your remote trail and apply it to target database. So there are three components involved here: capture, pump and delivery. Three processes basically, I should say. So the difference between Classic and microservices you will see is, in Classic things runs as a process. However, microservices, as the name suggests, Golden Gate runs as a service over there. Different services runs. So here capture process captures the data right to local trail. Pump process reads the data over local pump process reads the data from local trail, sends it over TCP/IP network and writes it into remote trail. And the delivery or replicate process apply the data to the target database. So capture process is also referred as extract process and delivery process is also referred as replicate process. So here if you see, each process has a source to read from and a target to write to. So the source of capture process is source database logs. Target is local trail. Pump process source is local trail and target is remote trail. Delivery process or replicate process source is remote trail and target is target database. Similarly, you can set up Golden Gate in bidirectional. So in bidirectional, what happens is your capture, pump and delivery reside on both the sides. So they reside on site A as well as they reside on site B as well. Along with that, on top of these components, what you see, you have one more component called as manager process. So what are the components of what are the components of Classic architecture? The components of Classic architecture includes manager process, second is extract or capture, third is data pump process, fourth is replicate process, fifth is trail files, local or remote, I should say local and remote, and sixth is there is one more process which is running, collector process. Now you may ask, so here if you see, you have seen these four components in the architecture what I shown you, but you haven't seen this manager process or you haven't seen this collector process, right? So manager process is basically running on top of these. So each Golden Gate installation comes with one manager. Each Golden Gate installation will have one and only one manager. I again repeat, each Golden Gate installation will have one and only one manager process in classic architecture. So manager process, as the name suggests, it manages the Golden Gate environment. So it manages all the resources. So what are the resources in Golden Gate environment? The resources are these Golden Gate processes, capture, pump and delivery, trail files, and along with that you also have the collector process. Now what is collector process? So collector process, as the name suggests, it collects, right? Now collector process runs on the target machine. It's a background process which runs on the target machine, which establishes connectivity with target source pump process. Source pump process sends the data over TCP/IP network. On target, collector process collects the data which is being sent by the pump process from the source side and writes it to the remote trail file. So collector process is a background process which runs on the target machine, collects the data which is being sent by the pump process over TCP/IP network and writes it to the remote trail file. Okay, so collector process is a background process. As soon as the connectivity is established between data pump and target manager, the collector process is started. And then collector process runs in the background and writes the data to the remote trail upon collecting the data from data pump. So these are the 6 components involved in classic architecture: manager process, extract process, data pump process, replicate process, trail files, collector process which runs as a background process. Okay. Now, okay, so Salesh is asking one question. In case of bidirectional, there will be 2 collector process. What do you think?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Why do you think yes?
Because there are two ways. For one, that there are two target DBs. There will be two target DBs. So for the two target DBs, there will be two collector processes to
Exactly.
collect the data coming from pump.
Exactly. Perfect. So the thing is, in bidirectional, yes, the answer to your question, Shailesh, is yes, there will be 2 collector process. Where will be those collector processes? One is site A to site B. So site A to site B data is being sent over TCP/IP network. So here collector process will run on site B. And when it is bidirectional, this side is going to act as target. So here the collector process is going to run separately. So remember, bidirectional is nothing but two-way unidirectional. In bidirectional, both sides act as source and both sides access target. So when the data is being sent from site A to site B, so site A access source and site B access target. Now when the data is being replicated from site B to site A, in that case, site B act as source and site A access target. So the answer to your question is yes, you will have 2 separate collector process running on. You will have 2 collector process in case of bidirectional scenario. Remember another thing, because you have asked that question. So that just to clarify here, each process here is independent of each other. So here capture process is independent of pump and delivery. So the flow is the capture process of site A, pump process of site A have corresponding replicate process on site B. Similarly, capture process on site B, capture process on data pump process on site B have a corresponding replicate process on site A server. Okay. Okay. Now let us discuss about microservices architecture. So I'll show you classic architecture just to show you. This is how the GGSCI works. So this is GGSCI. So this is called as classic architecture. So this GGSCI prompt, when you're setting up Golden Gate on GGSCI, that is called as classic architecture. So they, as I told you, each Golden Gate installation comes by default with a manager process in classic. So you see this manager process over here. Okay, now let us discuss about microservices architecture. So microservices architecture is available from 12C R3 Golden Gate onwards. So microservices architecture basically is a new RESTful API based architecture which enable us to configure, monitor, manage Golden Gate services using web-based user interface. So Oracle Golden Gate microservices is REST API based architecture which allows you to configure, set up, troubleshoot, monitor Golden Gate through GUI. From 12.3 onwards, you have microservices architecture available. So from 12.3 onwards, you have two types of architecture available. One is classic and second is microservices architecture. So this microservices architecture was launched in 2017 August, and existing architecture was renamed to classic. So now say for example, currently you are using classic and you want to upgrade to microservices. Is there a direct way to upgrade to microservices? As of today, no, there is no direct way. If you have to upgrade to microservices architecture, you have to do the fresh installation and then migrate to the new architecture. So if you are planning to upgrade to microservices architecture, you have to do the fresh install and migrate to the new architecture. Okay. So now how does Oracle Golden Gate microservices architecture looks like? So in microservices architecture, you have, as I told you, here things runs as a services. Okay. So you have service manager here. Instead of manager, you have service manager. Under service manager, you have different services running. So you have administration server, distribution server, performance matrix server, and receiver server. So data pump process of classic has been replaced by distribution server in microservices. Similarly, receiver server in microservices has replaced collector process in microservices architecture. So now first of all, in microservices, you don't have data pump. Data pump has been replaced by distribution server. Similarly, this collector process has been replaced with receiver server. In microservices architecture. So here you have service manager. Under service manager, you configure different services like administration server, distribution server, performance matrix server, and receiver server. Now, where do you configure Golden Gate processes like extract, or if you have to stop the processes? So all those tasks are done under the administration server. So you do the extract, replicate configuration, or whatever setup, troubleshoot, anything else you have to do. All those tasks fall under administration server. Distribution server, as the name suggests, it distributes the data. Performance matrix server is the new feature of Golden Gate which has been introduced from Golden Gate version 12.3 onward. So performance matrix server provide you the real-time performance metric of Oracle Golden Gate. Then receiver server, collector process of classic has been replaced by receiver server. So distribution server on source It sends the data over TCP/IP network on target where receiver server receives it. So this is the architecture. So what happens here is you have service manager. Okay. Now under service manager, you have admin server, metric server, and distribution server running on source. And on target, you have admin server, metric server, performance by metric server here means performance metric server, and receiver server running on target, right? So, and once you start the service manager, under administration server, you configure Golden Gate extract process, which reads the data out of your database transaction logs, capture the changes, writes them to the local trail file. As soon as data becomes available into local trail file, the distribution server reads the data from the local trail file, sends the data over TCP/IP network where receiver server receives it, and writes it to remote trail file on target. Once the data becomes available into remote trail, the replicate process applies it. So if you see the setup part still is being done by the extract or replicate or data pump, means distribution server. But if you see here, things are running as services, and under server you have the Golden Gate processes configured. So many technologies you have heard are moving to microservices architecture, like ServiceNow. It is moving to microservices. So a lot of new technologies are right now moving to microservices. So microservices is future of Oracle Golden Gate. Basically, it allows, the major advantages with microservices is it is better scalable, easier to manage, and easily maintainable, and you can perform multiple deployments. So basically it allows for a lot of features, and because a lot of things are moving to cloud, so that is another point. So a lot of new technologies are moving to microservices, so to keep a trend with ongoing trend, or to keep or to remain intact in the market for at least next 5-7 years or 10 years, Golden Gate has upgraded or launched this new architecture, which is called as microservices architecture. Okay. So these are the components involved with microservices architecture. So you have extract process, which captures the data. So first of all, the components include service manager. Let me write it so that it becomes easier for you to understand. So components of microservices architecture. It includes, first of all, service manager. Under service manager, basically service manager is watchdog for all services. So under service manager, you have administration server. Then you have distribution server. Then you have receiver server. You have trail files. Along with that, and one more, performance matrix server as well you have. Which is also called as PM server. So you have performance matrix server as well. So under admin server, you configure Golden Gate extract process. You configure Golden Gate replicate process. So under all these things fall under the administration server. So the difference is the distribution server has replaced classic data pump. Receiver server has replaced collector process of classic architecture. Okay, along with that, there is different directory structure, the way you troubleshoot, all these things are different, which you'll be learning during the session. Okay, so let us now, during today's session, let us see how to proceed, means what things you need to consider when you are downloading the Golden Gate in your environment for your project or for your personal machine, and then we'll see how to install it. Okay, so during this session we are going to use these VMs which are already shared with you as well. These are the virtual boxes which are shared with you along with the training session. So these virtual boxes are, you already have the binaries available. So the virtual box, you need to check the environment. So first of all, we are going to use these virtual box for installing Oracle Golden Gate. Now, before you install, first of all, what first thing you need to do? You need to download the software, right? Now, before downloading, what are the things you need to keep in mind? So remember one thing, guys, what people do or what mistake as a professional we do is we download the software, latest software or any software, whoever tell us, without checking the certification matrix. Remember, see, whenever you follow the proper step, I agree, even if you download the latest version, that may be supportable. But if you follow the steps properly, simple steps, it will be easier for you to, basically to follow the correct path. Okay, so first of all, what you need to do is, before you proceed to download the binaries, make note of below things. For source, note down the database type, database version, and platform. Because remember, Golden Gate binaries are different for different databases, different versions, and different platforms. So microservices is basically only for Oracle. So if you are choosing microservices, then you can remove this database type if you want. But still, you should know what is the database version and platform on which you're going to install this microservices on. You have to do this for source and target. So in our case, we have two virtual boxes. One is Ggate 1 and second is Ggate 2. So for Ggate 1, if I check, we have database type as Oracle. Version we are going to use is 12.2, Oracle database version. And platform is, we can check the platform. So platform is Linux, Enterprise Linux 6 it is. So accordingly, we'll download the binaries. We have same DB type, version, and platform for target as well, Ggate 2 in our case. Now, just in case, if your source is, say, for example, on Linux and target is on Sun Solaris, it is possible to replicate. Okay, so in our case, it is same. Now, what we are going to do is, we have to download, we have to first of all check the certification matrix here. We have to check the certification matrix. So from where you can check get the certification metric from? Certification metric is available on this link which I have pasted in chat. So let me open that link for you. So if you go to this link, it shows you the certification metric. Guys, remember one thing, do ensure that you are checking the certification metric not only with Oracle. It is very important for you to check the certification metrics irrespective you are using for any technology you are going to download or you are going to set up new technology, whether it is database informatic or cloud, anything, whatever you are going to do today, ensure you are checking the certification metric for that. So here you can get the certification metric for Golden Gate 19C, 18C. If you go below, you can get for 12C, 11G. All the certification metrics are available here. Now, one question which is being asked is, which version should we choose? If for a means for our environment, if 19C is supported, 18C is supported, 12.3 is supported, which one should I go with? For that, I always give one answer. Go with the latest version, latest supported versions. Go with the latest supported feature. See one thing here, and I repeat it a lot. The thing is, you have to understand one thing. The product is owned by Oracle. If they are releasing something, internally they must have done a lot of testing, right? So do trust them. And I agree, there may be few stuff, but see, there are bugs and they resolve it. So the thing is, go with the latest version. If there is any bug, they will release the patch, but at least the older bugs which were there in previous version, they would have taken care of, right? So that's the thing. So now download the certification metric and then select this option to check the certification metric. Now here, first of all, so you can see this certification metric is supported for multiple databases. So in our case, we have Oracle database. So microservices basically only supported for Oracle. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll select only Oracle database over here. That will filter out our list. Then again, we'll filter out the list based on processor type. So if you see, it supports HP UX, Oracle, IBM AIX, Linux on System Z, Linux x86 64, Windows, Oracle Solaris, Oracle Solaris on Spark x86. So ours is Linux x86 64. We'll select this. Okay. Once we select this, we have RHEL. So this is 6. So this is the version which we'll have to see. So for RHEL 6, Oracle Golden Gate 19C is supported for RHEL 6. That's okay. And it supports your database 11 to 04, 12.1, 12.1.2, 12.2, 18C. So basically, our database is 12.2. So this will be supported without any issue. So we can download 19C. So as per certification metric, yeah, 19C Golden Gate is supported. Okay. So what we'll do now, we'll go to OTN and download 19C Golden Gate. So to download, what we can do download Golden Gate for Oracle. Go to the first link. So here when you come, you can find different binaries. So for Golden Gate is also available for big data. So these are the binaries available for big data. So for databases, Oracle Golden Gate. So if you see, you will find two types of binaries. One says Oracle Golden Gate 19.1.0.4. Second, it says Oracle Golden Gate 19.1.0.0.4 microservices. So the one which doesn't say anything, those are the classic binaries. And the one which says microservices, those are the microservices binaries. So for the training, what we have to do is, for this training, we have to download microservices binaries. Okay, so these are the microservices binaries which we'll have to download. Now another thing which you see, these microservices binaries are for platform wise. So this binary will be supported on AIX. So ours is Linux x86 64. So we'll be proceeding to download this binary. So Oracle, so we'll be downloading Oracle Golden Gate 19.1.0.0.4 microservices for Oracle on Linux x86. So we'll proceed to download. Click on it, review. Once you click on download, it will ask you to provide credential information of Oracle you can use to download. Now, another thing is, say for example, if you're unable to find a particular binary over here, say for example, your environment supports 12C binaries and it's not available over here, where can you get it from? So you can get it from edelivery.oracle.com. So suppose some of the binary which are not available over here, you can get it from edelivery. So edelivery keeps the binaries as well. Okay, so once you download these binaries, what you have to do is you have to transfer it to your respective machine. So if you are using the binaries which are shared with this training, what you have to do is, so already the binaries are present inside /home/oracle/software. So binaries are already shared over here. So if you're using the VMs which are provided with this training, you don't need to do anything. You already the binaries are shared. If you're using the binaries provided with if you're using your own machine, own virtual boxes or own setup, in that case, you can download the binary from OTN or eDelivery and transfer it to respective machine. So the binaries are kept in OGG_MSA_19C_ binaries folder. Okay, so if you go here you will find the binaries. So these binaries are in zip format. You need to unzip it and then proceed to installation. So with this session, you also have activity guides provided. So in activity guide 1, I have told about how to download the binaries. I have discussed about how to download the binaries. And then in the second activity guide, which we are going to proceed from here tomorrow, how to perform the installation. So you have received the activity guides which are available on the portal. So in the next session, what we are going to do is we are going to start with unzipping the software and then we'll proceed to installation of Oracle Golden Gate microservices. So we'll create the directories and then we'll proceed to installation. So in the next session, we are going to do the installation of microservices and then we'll also do the prerequisites for setting up Oracle Golden Gate. We'll do that in the next session. Okay, so as a challenge, as a practice for this challenge for day 1, what you need to do is you need to set up the VMs. If the VMs are not already set up the VMs. And then second thing what you need to do is you have to create the databases on both GGate 1 and GGate 2. So you can either create pluggable or non-pluggable environment. So in our case, what I have done is I have created so you can create the database using DBCA, going to Oracle home/bin folder, and here I have created OGG-DB1 as container database, and inside that pluggable database PDB1 has been created. Similarly on GGate 2, if you go under GGate 2, a pluggable database has been created as OGG-DB2. The container database is OGG-DB2 and pluggable database is PDB2. So as a practice for this session or prior to next session, you have to set up the lab, create the database instances on both source and target, identify the binaries which are there on this machine. If you're using your own binaries, what you have to do is, if you're using your own machine, then ensure you transfer the binaries on your respective machine. So day 2 challenge will be continuing. In the day 2 challenge, we'll be discussing about how to install Golden Gate microservices. Okay.
This conference will now be recorded.
Yes. So if you have any question, you can ask.
Ashish Reddy here.
Yeah, Reddy, tell me.
Yeah, this regarding this that upgrade, right? That classic to MSA. So suppose if we have that the classic one, existing one is up and running, and I wanted to move to MSA, I can make use of that existing trail files to that MSA.
So we'll discuss about that. So definitely you cannot, you need to use the new, you will be creating different set of trail files. But how to do that, we'll discuss in the next session.
So this is too early
Means
to
not in
ask
the
that
next session,
question.
in the subsequent sessions. This
Oh,
question.
okay.
Now, another thing is the recording of the session will be available over the drive to you. So you will receive the email. So once you receive the email or upon after a couple of hours or maybe tomorrow, what you can do is you can go to your Google Drive and on the left click on shared with me. Over there you will find the folder called as microservices Golden Gate training. Under that you can find the activity guide, and also under there is a folder called as latest ongoing batch. There you can find the recording of the session. Okay.
I have a question. This is Vasu.
Yeah, Vasu, tell me.
Okay, so I was looking at the certification matrix and I have this question. So let's say it's not mentioned in the certification matrix. We still be able to do it. For example, I have the source database in 10G database.
Sorry to interrupt. Your voice is not clear. Sorry.
Is it any better now?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just email that question then. So sorry.
If you can, please write. Means I'm unable to understand your question.
Okay. Okay, I will write. I'll just send it as a chat message.
Sure. Please do that. Okay. Anyone else has any question? Okay. So guys, this microservice is the latest architecture which is available. You can choose either of the two while you are setting up Oracle Golden Gate. You can either go with classic or you can go with microservices. It's completely up to you. There are a lot of projects which are going on where you might want to upgrade your existing architecture to microservices. A lot of things are going with microservices. Microservices is future of Golden Gate. New deployments, whatever organizations are doing, they are preferring microservices. Okay. Yeah, someone said yes when I asked if you have any question.
So we have an existing license version like classic architecture. So we can go with microservices is based on the cost is different also. So my customer is
the answer to any licensing question is, I would suggest you to check with Oracle or your account manager of Oracle for that. Don't take it as a statement, but as per my discussion with Oracle or whatever projects I have done with for means whatever projects I have done, and based on my discussion with Oracle, yes, they allow you to means for those projects at least they allow to use either means as per my discussion with them, they allowed either classic or microservices. Either of the two you can use. But having said that, any licensing question, because it's a product owned by Oracle, I would suggest you to.
Yes, I understand. Thanks.
Okay, Vasu's question is, if an old version on source database is there, which is not mentioned in certification metric, can we still use as a source? For example, I have a 10G source database. I need to replicate the data to 19C. Of course, no, because if you check the certification metric, does it says 19C supports 11G? If your platform, say for example, we are using Linux platform, 10G database is there, so it doesn't list 10G. So certification metric doesn't certify that. That means it is not supported. So check 18C certification metric. If 18C supports, if 18C also doesn't support, then check 12.3, 12.2, 12.1. If none of those also supports, then go to 10G, sorry, 11G Golden Gate certification metric. I know 11G supports. Okay. So if certification metric doesn't certify, then you cannot use it.
Sir, Uma Mahesh here.
Yeah, Umesh, tell me.
So there is a type of replicates. We have like 4 type of replicates. So here we need to do manually, like you can choose like coordinate replicate, or you can choose the parallel integrated. Like that we have to do like manually provide any parameter, or Golden Gate will choose that the best one. How
No,
it
so you
will.
will have to provide the parameter. You will know, you will understand that when we proceed with the configuration. So that question will be answered for you later.
Thank you.
Hi Ashish, Priyank here. Do we have Golden Gate upgradation in our curriculum part?
Yes, so I'll be
Like,
discussing, I'm planning to include this part, how to upgrade this Golden Gate. How can you upgrade your okay?
okay, thanks Ashish.
Okay, so I don't see any chat question, or I don't see any other question from anyone. So guys, see you in the day 2 challenge of Golden Gate microservices. Thank you very much for joining today's session, and see you in the day 2. Thank you.